freedom, America, against the axis of resistance. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe J. Movie So Awesome. I'm Joe.
I'm One Jin.
We were singing because we're about to review The Agency, starring Michael Fassbender, a spy romance, which is interesting, and very, very American. That's why we sang the song.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Nico Mercado, Ekemu, Jasmine, Kayla Marie.
Ui Chan Hong.
I'm the husband and I cook. ZZ, Scott Walker.
Soulless Trenchcoat.
And all our 52 subscribers. Yo, I gotta say, and One Jin, I cannot help but compare this with Day of the Jackal because we just watched it.
And it's also like some spy thriller shit.
But it's a very different show. And on the one hand, you know what I liked about Day of the Jackal? Not one episode went by where I wasn't like sweating my ass. Like it's hyper focused.
Yeah.
So
is he gonna get caught this time?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And the plot is in a way simpler. So it was a thriller. But this one I would call a thriller drama. Because there are a lot of like side scenes that I thought were very American.
Okay, got me by surprise, I confess.
Oh yeah, Zezzy, you liked it too, huh? You guys had to answer my question earlier. If they did a remake of Wild Thing, do you think the sex scenes will be more graphic? Definitely more graphic, man. Definitely. Because that's the whole reason you watch the movie. Yeah. So it has to be like hot as hell. So, but this one, but I do. You know what's funny, Wanjin? I love how Richard Gere, known for romance movie, is playing the CIA director. Is it?
And wow, considering his age, he looks really good. I think he's almost 80 now.
Right.
I think.
Oh, and I'm sorry, McNulty is the director.
Dominic West.
Yeah,
that's right. Dominic West is the CIA director. Yeah, he's like it's almost like a cameo.
Yeah, that's
like
really,
a guest appearance.
It was so awesome to see him. But I mean, the energy is different from Day of the Jackal, but I enjoyed it. But this one is more of a slow burn, though.
Yeah.
It's they already show us how it's, because we already see Michael Fassbender at the end, and those are placed inside, and we keep wondering what happens here, and we're supposed to worry about Samiya because is she dead? Is she gonna die? And so I like that structure.
You know what I like about this compared to Day of the Jackal?
What?
I like this focus on the bureaucracy of CIA.
Right,
you know, like the
great.
daily operation within the organization.
I agree.
This is something I like because they didn't really touch on that. They did briefly like show us some sides of like what's going on in the MI6, but here it kind of gets into more detail.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
In like all this like the guy behind the desk, behind the bigger desk, behind the bigger desk, and so on. So it kind of gives me an idea of how this intelligence shit works and like what are the limitations, because with like James Bond, he's basically like Rambo. He can do anything.
Right.
But here with Michael Fassbender and other, the so-called the field agents and operators of the special forces, we clearly see a lot of like limitations.
They're more
because for example, like Jack Ryan, which is another like show that deals with this like CIA stuff and special forces stuff, and also based on a novel. If it was like styled like Jack Ryan or maybe like Jack Reacher, what we would see is those like operators who got lost in Belarus and Ukraine, like trying to make their way out. They would focus more on that.
Right.
But here we see like the back office basically, like trying to like open back channels to have a talk and negotiate their exfiltration.
Yeah.
So this is like something I like about the show a lot.
Yeah, you know how I would describe it? Day of the Jackal, I feel like I'm watching one long movie. This one, I feel like I'm watching multiple movies because of the when they see the Russian convoy and come and return, like those scenes were great.
Yeah.
Like I love the atmosphere. It's very all too human, very realistic vibe.
Yeah.
Because Day of the Jackal, when the city chase scene happened, I was like, this is a movie. He's not gonna die. And then he says, fuck
like
you.
James Bond shit.
Evil version of James Bond. Zezzy, I didn't give it much at first, but hey, it's a deep and complex, and it has the weird, utopic feeling to it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Zedzi, that's a great point. It definitely, because the opening song caught me off guard. Love is blindness. I was like, huh. And then up to episode 3, we finally get it. Oh, it's a love story, and it's great in that aspect.
And I also like how that theme is like gently foreshadowed.
Yeah,
because I remember that psychiatrist lady, the mental health specialist lady, like being in the meeting room of the CIA, and they're discussing how to get those the field operators out of danger zone. And I think I forgot his name. Michael Fassbender's boss. What's his name?
Jason Wright.
Henry, was it?
Henry.
Yeah. And what was his actor name? Something
Right.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, Jeffrey. You're right. Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah. And as he and the mental health lady were discussing like what flips a covert agent, I think like the last thing she says. And first, Jeffrey Wright mentions ideologies and bags of money, and then she adds another one, which is love.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, this is what's going to happen to Michael Fassbender with Samiya.
Yeah, his face is like, oh, fuck, how did she know?
And I was waiting to see, like, the expression he has, but he was so hyper-focused on getting those men out.
No, I thought he kind of made the reaction face, though.
Really?
I thought so.
Because he was like, I know a way to
no, but the camera zoomed into him intentionally. This guy has a problem with love. This guy. Oh, another great thing, since you mentioned Bureaucracy, is the comedy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking about the American.
You know, I'm going to say this early. If I have to pick my favorite character, it would be like the grandpa and grandma in the car, like chasing Michael Fassbender. Those guys, they deserve more credit in this show. They're pretty hilarious.
The best line that caught me off guard was, and he gave us Danish, and it was delicious. Or something like that. Skywalker, over in Korea, boys, how expensive is the streaming services over there? Is it the same everywhere else, or is it more expensive? It's just like everyone else. I think the price is rising because now they got us hooked. Zezzy, being told that he used to be an agent and got stuck in his head playing that role. Yeah, that was funny, Zezzy. Yeah, and Wonja, not only. So I would say this show attempts to be more complex than Day of the Jackal because we also get Michael Fassbender's daughter.
Yeah,
and
Poppy.
We also see that Jeffrey Wright's wife, his brother is the agent.
The operator.
Yeah.
Basically, he's I think it's mentioned in the show. He's a Delta.
Yeah.
You know, Delta Force is some like serious shit.
Don't fuck around, right?
Yeah. And we don't even know what their actual name is. We just assume that they're called Deltas, but Delta Force is not even like their official name. Nobody knows. Yeah. Except like some people with clearance to like top secret shit.
Yeah. So there are like those aspects that were really great, but I also, I also have to mention this is an American show because China and Iran and Sudan are automatically, like scheming. Yeah,
likes to make those nuclear weapons.
Yeah, because Day of the Jackal I thought was more fair in that aspect because it's actual British piece of shits hiring British piece of shits to kill seemingly British piece of shit. So I'm not saying British.
Weren't there like American pieces of shit too?
Yeah, but I'm just saying like there's like less political allegiance doesn't matter because Day of the Jackal, the main character is an assassin, but here we're with the agency, aka CIA. So like we're like America, and then we get a bonus British guy coming in too.
Yeah.
The price of streaming services have been more or less the same price as everywhere else because they offer the same product when we were talking about international streaming. Yes, I think you're right. Because, I mean, it's in one, so I don't know the dollar figure.
I also like the fact that we get to see, we dive into multiple characters. Because Day of the Jackal, it was basically, just the Jackal and Bianca.
Some side characters and then some
But this one, we already have Michael Fassbender. We also have that girl who's getting ready to get into Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I found that to be a very interesting choice, Wonjin, because what do you think? Do you think it's fair to call her a co-lead, or do you think it's Michael Fassbender?
I think that's like
setting up
basically giving
2?
us an idea of what Michael Fassbender went through when he first entered the agency.
Yeah.
So I think she's like the symbol of what people become.
Yeah.
Because Michael Fassbender is, I think he's like an example of what happens after, like after a certain time of working in the agency, where you slowly lose your humanity and then you become basically
insane.
Insane. And that girl,
or just the right amount of insane. That's what he says to the psychiatrist.
Yeah, that was a smart line though.
Yeah.
And I also loved the performance of the psychiatrist lady.
Oh man, listen, they're dropping hints, man. She's the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I just feel uneasy every time she smiles.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Like when she does that smile, something disturbs me.
Yo, I think you're gonna love this idea. Whenever I see her, I always think about the movie Spy with Jude Law and
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like she's gonna have like a gun scene in latter episodes, and you know, I and all the jokes are really really great. Like I like how the handler guy goes to find Coyote and ends up banging the Russian girl. There's these scenes where we see them as human. They're flawed. They're very flawed. All of them, especially because because Fassbender is flawed. Like I think his love is gonna maybe cost more than he bargained. Because the irony is he keeps telling people that he's the man, he's the agent, but you are doing the most irresponsible thing ever.
Yeah,
and
I think he also said in his monologue, it's like, I can do this. Is like the trap.
Yeah, right.
He thinks that he can get away with it.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it even more dangerous.
Yeah. And, I got to praise Fassbender because this is one of his more measured roles. Because you know how sometimes he does dramatic roles and he has a very wide spectrum. But here he's playing that high-strung agent really well. Because we do feel him like he's under pressure, though. I always get this sense because the difference between him and Richard Gere and Jeffrey Wright, I love their scene because they're like... So $5,000? No, fucker. They're like
$75,000. Sold.
Yeah. At least they get to blow off steam. And you know that they've been around together forever.
Yeah, and I love how they're dealing with this super crisis all the time, and they're so casual with their menial tasks. I love how Richard Gere casually opens that deli, the salad thing.
Yeah.
I love every scene with them. Yeah, because it shows that.
And Jeffrey Wright catching the mouse. Mice trying to catch the mouse.
They're all just part of this big machine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very, I agree. And my favorite scene was, just in case Desi asks, it was the container scene. Because I loved it because I happened to, I'm going to self-brag a little. I did read War and Peace.
War and
so
Peace.
When he started naming names, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And, he's testing if he's loyal. And I respected him so much. He was just saying yes to stop hurting himself. He wasn't selling them away. Yeah. So that was a great scene.
And I love how his reaction after that.
Yes!
I should tie you to a chair. Fuck you. I totally felt them.
Yeah. His acting was so amazing. Fuck you. 3 years of loyalty. And then Richard Gere all kind of uncomfortable. Oh shit.
It's oh man, but we have to go through that.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, I felt like he should get at least $1 million in pension. Yeah, Zezzy. Oh, that was actually funny, Zezzy. Yeah, it was one of the best scenes. Man. That whole them bringing him back, and then the container and Fassbender getting on the ski mask and going in, and Alex exploding. I love that whole episode.
And I remember that was also cross-edited with the scene of the operators trying to escape.
Was that episode 3 or 2? I think it's 3.
That was 3.
Yeah, so that was my best episode so far.
And that also had that escalation with the interrogation, and then escalation with the armed conflict between the two parties. Yeah. And that was badass. That Delta flanking behind and using the machine gun to just wipe them out.
Yeah. And another great part of this is, so there's 2 mysteries here. You can't help but ask and presume that what's happening with the Sudanese and the Chinese and them delegation has something to do with what's the code name?
The Felix.
Yeah, Felix. And so that's the difference between this and Day of the Jackal. There's this, we still don't have an idea, because Day of the Jackal, they tell us right away. Yeah. Hire a madman to shoot another madman.
Shoot that guy.
Yeah, but here, what is Felix?
And they're being so secretive about it.
Yeah.
Remember, Richard Gere had to go into that weird cube thing just to have that conversation with Dominic West.
Yeah,
so that's like top security, top secret of top secret shit.
Yeah, and I knew this was an American show when Jeffrey Wright asked him, and he's like, I can neither deny or confirm. Bitch.
NCND.
Yeah. And I love how Wright is human from the get-go, because he asked that out of his brother-in-law, and he shouldn't have done that. So we're already seeing all the agents break protocol.
Yeah.
They're all human.
Because they're human.
Yeah. They're so human. And I do feel like Grandpa and Grandma might die, though.
Oh,
I'm a little bit worried.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
It's like, did you tell them about the backup tracker?
Yeah.
That shit was pretty funny.
I love their humor. And I love how every time they're called in. Another great scene was when Jeffrey Wright tells him to, okay, fuck off. and then they talk with the Belarus delegation and do the spy stuff.
And I love how, like, Richard Gere told them to, like, keep their mouth shut.
As soon
and
as
15 seconds later, as soon as they're in the room, they start talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's what I'm talking about when I say American. Like, there's this like small entertainment dialogue and funny moments that Day of the Jackal didn't have.
Yeah.
Because Day of the Jackal was, I can't wait for... stop, please. Don't kill anybody anymore. Here, we get the casual coffee. And so I do like how they're built. The writing is very strong. That's a great part. And I think this is harder to judge than Day of the Jackal, because I think we'll get a full idea once we finish the season. Because we still don't know so many things. Like, I like what is Felix and all that.
And I'm looking forward to see the action of the Sudanese intelligence. What are they called? Mukhabarat?
Oh yeah. Hey.
That's also like the, I think it means intelligence.
Yeah.
And I thought it was quite ironic that Michael Fassbender's daughter is into drugs and her name is Poppy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a joke.
Yeah. Oh, and we see that she's kind of like her father, because she can guess the names and find out about the secrets. So, now that you mentioned the fresh Iranian agent, Iranian Spanish.
Daniela, was it?
Yeah,
Danny?
Daniela. So I think we're getting this like triple vibe here, because maybe Poppy wants to become an agent too.
Oh, maybe she will eventually become recruited.
Yeah. For once, Day of the Jackal was a good British work. Yeah, that's the first time in my life when I can say I watched something British and it actually had to mention it. Oh, come on, Zeb.
God, that's being too hard.
That's a little bit too harsh.
There are some good British shows.
Yeah, British shows are what, 007 already?
007, Sherlock.
Yeah. What else is there?
There's the what's it called?
Shakespeare?
Well, not Shakespeare, but
Office.
The Tudors, isn't that British?
Yeah, I mean British shows are amazing. Oh, have you?
And Black Mirror.
Wonjin, have you watched Wolf Hall? No. Okay, that's pretty good. That has to do with Henry VIII and his wife. That show is great. British shows are very, very like the British humor and their like politicking is really fun. I mean, you could argue Game of Thrones is a British show.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they all use British accents.
They're all British.
You can count them on one hand. Okay, so that's it. So anyway, do you have anything to add, Wonjin?
Well, so far it's been a very entertaining experience, and I like the fact that despite it being a spy thriller, it's distinctively different from like the ones I saw from like other shows,
Jack Ryan,
other TV, like Jack Ryan, and Day of the Jackal.
Yeah, and then I gotta say, like, don't judge a book by its cover, because when I saw the trailer, I thought, because Day of the Jackal has a African American woman against the white man, and here we have another like a African American or African descent woman against the white person. So I thought it was similar vibe, but the story is completely different.
Yeah. You know, it's gonna be really weird to watch like 12 Years a Slave after watching this.
Why?
Isn't Michael Fassbender in that movie?
Yeah, he's the asshole slave.
Yeah. So it's gonna be really uncomfortable watching that after this.
Yo, but I gotta say, Fassbender can play anything. Yeah, he's such a great actor.
Yeah.
And here, I love his rugged look. I guess he didn't put any makeup or didn't go to.
I think that was like makeup to make him look more rugged.
Yeah, because he had a lot of face wounds. Like recovered face wounds, and I like that detail. Yeah, because Richard Gere, in comparison, looked fresh as fuck, so handsome. Why are you in Bureaucracy? You should be a model or a Hollywood star. Oh, I like 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years a Slave was really hard to watch sometimes, though. Like the whipping scene. But anyway, shall we give a mid-season number grade?
I think so far, I would give this an 8 out of 10. I think 8 would be a good number for this.
Ah, shit. 8.5?
8.5?
Yeah, because I'm so sorry to keep mentioning the Jackal again. But Jackal, I was like, when is the episode dropping? That's how focused I was.
Yeah, I actually looked up the date of like the episode being released.
Yeah, but here, like, okay, let's. Oh, I have time today. Is there a new episode of The Agency? So, like, I give it a 7.5. Not 8.5. Like, because the energy, maybe it'll change in the second half.
Yeah. Because
we're building up to something. So far, the set design, the acting, the writing, the set pieces were all great. So I hope we get some kind of action scene too. Maybe 7.5. I can't elevate it to the same level as Day of the Jackal. Yeah, Zezzy, I agree.
The Day of the Jackal had so much more depth into it, not just in terms of like the story or the character. I mean depth in the way it's produced. You know how like the shots are all intentionally artistic and everything. So you can tell that it's
more expensive.
Yeah, it is on a different level when it was shot.
But then again, listen, guys, The Agency hasn't finished yet, so that's our like mid-season for thoughts. So we don't know yet, but it's I agree that it's a completely different animal. But anyway, guys,
this is our take on.
Oh wait! Joji Movie So Awesome gives it a 7.75.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's the first
8 and 7.5
for mid-season. Well, and personally, I don't like Fassbender as it. Oh, what is he? We gotta stop the show. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a short break and come to do a Christmas special.
Let's talk session.
Yes, Scott Walker. I hope you can join us. This has been Joe J Movie So Awesome. I'm Joe.
I'm One Jin.
We'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Man, Zedzy, you are forever banned. How dare you? How dare you insult Fassbender Young? He played Magneto.
That's right.
He played Magneto.
Magneto. Eric Lancher.